Good day, and welcome to Gone Guy TV. In today's episode, we're going to go take a look at Willow Beach. What? No. Yes, I do believe there's a beach. I don't know if there's a willow tree. Just hold on. We'll take a look. Sorry about that. At any rate, as I said, today we're going to take a look at Willow Beach. And, well, let's go take a look. So first thing we must describe what in fact is Willow Beach. In its modern day version, it is an area in the Black Canyon of the Colorado River, situated between Hoover Dam to the north and Davis Dam to the south, which is down by Laughlin. Here we can see the overview of the stretch of that particular part of the river. Hoover up on top there, Davis down below, and then in the circle is where Willow Beach currently sits. And here we can have a closer view. Again, Hoover up at the top there, Davis down below, Boulder to the left there, and of course, Willow Beach in the circle. Today, even though Willow Beach sits downstream from the Hoover Dam and Lake Mead, it is part of the Lake Mead National Recreation Area. However, that's simply what we call it today. The history of this area goes back quite a bit further. Archaeologists can date the human presence in the area of Willow Beach going back over 2,000 years, with the first people, known as the basket makers, who, among many other accomplishments, founded what we now refer to as the Lost City. Now, the Lost City is a very fascinating topic which in itself deserves an episode, and we'll be doing that up shortly. Later in history, we have this area occupied and worked by the Mojave tribe, as well as the Virgin Anastasies, which developed a very sophisticated culture in the southwest part of the United States. As the United States experienced its western expansion, pioneers, miners, railroad workers, and many others began to occupy the area around what we now refer to as Willow Beach. As populations and activity increased, this area became an important trade center, moving goods and services up and down the Colorado River. In more modern times, the area became a well-known fishing camp and recreation area. And eventually, in the 1950s, the National Park Service took control of the area and made it part of the Lake Mead National Recreation Area. At its zenith, Willow Beach grew to be an impressive complex with over 187 campground sites, marina, a store, a restaurant, a motel, and even had its own gas station. But this iteration of Willow Beach was not to last. In July of 1979, a massive storm and flood destroyed everything that had been built in Willow Beach. And it wasn't until 2010 that the park was finally able to reopen. Today's Willow Beach is a bit more modest, but still boasts a marina, a store restaurant, a boat launch, a kayak beach for launching and recovering your kayaks, a modest RV park and smaller campground, and even includes a fish hatchery, along with several picnic areas and, depending on the level of the river, swim beaches. Now let's take a quick look at what this gem on the Colorado currently looks like. Now that we've had an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Willow Beach, let's see how to get there. Driving to Willow Beach from the Las Vegas Strip takes just about 1 hour and is a very convenient drive, utilizing mostly freeway and highway until you actually reach the Willow Beach turnoff. After pulling off the highway onto the Willow Beach access road, you will encounter a ranger station where they will happily collect the access fee for your entrance into the park. Once relieved of your capital, you continue down the Willow Beach access road for several miles, and I will note that sometimes this road is a bit curvy and sometimes it is ill-repaired. I bring this up just so those with trailers or RVs will be prepared. As you come to the bottom of the road, you'll first see the turnoff to the kayak beach, which is right there to the left, which is where a lot of the private and commercial kayaks are launched. Next, up to the left, you'll see the first of the parking lots. That's the exit. Don't go in there. Entrance is a little farther up. And here off to the right, you'll see a rather sizable ranger station. Don't be alarmed. It's not that there's a lot of problems down here. That's the ranger station for the entire area. And once past the ranger station, you'll see the boat ramp and the entrance to the marina. Past the boat launch is one of the many picnic areas, as well as a restroom. And then, of course, this is where we would enter the parking area. And below that parking area is a stairway to one of several swim beaches. And again, depending on the level of the river is how big that swim area will be. So this is the upper parking lot area, and we're coming down that road towards a right-hand turn, which shall take you to the north side of the Willow Beach Marina. And this road will then dead end at one of the more fascinating elements of the area, and that would be the fish hatchery. Unfortunately, the day we were there, the fish hatchery was closed, but we will be making a return trip. It is supposed to be a fantastic tour. As we drive south from the fish hatchery, you can see off to the right here the fishing pier. And from everything I could tell, fishing seems to be the second most popular thing to do at Willow Beach. While I'm not much of an angler myself, I am told that popular catches there are rainbow trout, catfish, sunfish, large and striped mouth bass. And that correction would be largemouth bass and striped bass. Don't think there's such thing as a striped mouth bass. However, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. As we continue past the fishing pier, we now come upon what is the number one activity of Willow Beach, and that's boating. In particular, kayaking. And you'll see the slips for the power boats here off to the right, and then a little farther out, the infamous kayaks. And why is kayaking so popular here? Well, it's not the cold water, that's for sure. However, let's take a look as to what type of kayaking is available here at Willow Beach. Due to its location on the relatively calm waters between Hoover Dam and Davis Dam, and being adjacent to Black Canyon, the kayaking around Willow Beach is relaxing and visually stunning. And yes, all those white dots you see there on the water are in fact kayaks, which is testimony to the popularity of the sport in this area. And while there are many adventures for Willow Beach kayakers to enjoy, at the top of most bucket list is a visit to the famous Emerald Cave. Besides kayaking, fishing, and swimming, Willow Beach plays host to other nautical endeavors on the river, including a full-service marina that hosts a fuel dock, a chandlery store, and a restaurant. And this includes a rental facility for kayaks, pontoon boats, and fishing boats. As noted earlier in this episode, the storm and floods of '79 destroyed a rather large campsite and RV park. And this was replaced when they reopened in 2010 with a facility much more modest and also at a slightly higher elevation. We're going to take a little drive through here and you can take a look. What impressed me was the cleanliness as well as how well organized this site was. All of the RV sites have pads that are fairly level and have full hookups. But what was most impressive was the fantastic view down onto the river and Willow Beach itself from this location. Here's an aerial overview of the site itself, as well as the information board that pretty much tells you everything you need to know about RVing or camping here. So in summary, what can we say about this beautiful place called Willow Beach? Well, go for the water. Go for the fishing. Go for the swimming. Go for the camping. Go for the picnicking. Go for the boating. Go for the adventure. But don't go if you're looking for this or this. And yes, Virginia, there are willow trees in Willow Beach.
Three, two, one.